Nintendo announces their own free-to-play game plan. City of Steam continues to expand with its latest update. Guns 2 is headed to Europe. World of Tanks gets some new artillery options. Valve details Dota 2 release schedule, and Eden Eternal undergoes a major revamp, and more on this week's episode of Free to Play Weekly. Arena of Heroes was just released into open beta. The MOBA attempts to differentiate itself from the masses by focusing on turn-based gameplay, where one player controls an entire team of 4 heroes. This effectively removes the team play and quick reaction requirements that are a cornerstone for every other MOBA experience. The open beta features a roster of 12 heroes to choose from, with 4 available for free and 2 more added in the rotation every other week. The game is also cross-platform compatible for those that have iOS devices. The MOBA features 2 modes of play with traditional timed turns and an asynchronous mode which allows players to continue their turn at any time. Pretty handy since MOBA matches, especially turn-based ones, can take quite a while to finish. Making a turn-based MOBA is certainly a bold move, but whether it was a good gameplay decision remains to be seen. What do you think? In an interesting turn of events, Guns 2 will be released in the EU before making its way to North American audiences. The sequel to the cult classic third-person shooter Guns is set to start its closed beta shortly in EU regions thanks to publisher ProSign Sat1 Games. For now, all other Guns 2 localized versions will be distributed through Steam. Shortly after Guns 2 was approved through Steam's Greenlight program, developers MAIET announced that there would be more language versions to come after the team had finished the English localization. The original Guns was best known for its high-skill ceiling K-style movement system, which gave experienced players an unprecedented amount of fighting techniques, a feature that's notably absent from the sequel. While all other console developers had announced their free-to-play plans in large fashion, Nintendo quietly and, in a way, humbly told their investors last week they too have plans to introduce their own console-specific free-to-play titles. From the beginning, Nintendo made it clear they would not be creating any free-to-play games for any of their popular existing franchises. The company saw no reason to change the relationship they had with consumers who had already established a degree of trust between them and Nintendo. It was clear fans of famous series like Pokemon and Mario would continue to pay for them. Instead, according to Nintendo, the company plans on making free-to-play titles based on relatively new series whose value consumers are yet to understand. While it may be no surprise Nintendo plans on using the Wii U as a platform for its free-to-play games, the company also listed the 3DS as another free-to-play recipient. In regards to monetization, Nintendo promised to deliver free-to-play games that are balanced and reasonable, and added they would make more concrete propositions within this fiscal year. Area Games just released a Reawakening update for their MMORPG, Eden Eternal. The massive update revamped quite a few features, including an updated starting zone experience, additional starting classes, revamped UI, and even added double jumping. Perhaps the most significant part of the update was the lighting improvements and additional visual enhancements. Character models should now appear to have more depth, along with smoother and more detailed animations. While the update was aimed at improving the quality of life for players of all levels, some aren't so happy with all the changes. Included in the update is a new cap on the number of dungeons a player can run in one day. Previously, this number was unlimited, but has since been set to a maximum of 10 normal runs and 2 trial runs. Many players feel this system adds pressure to purchase items from the game's cash shop, while others feel the cap was needed to prevent excessive gold farming. Still, others cite the potential effects these changes could have on those who level primarily through dungeons. The patch also includes many other smaller additions, so if you're interested in learning more, be sure to check out the full article on MMOBomb. After a 2-year stint in closed beta, Valve has confirmed Dota 2 will be released this summer. When talking with PC Gamer, Valve mentioned the launch would most likely coincide with the launch of the next 2 heroes, Abaddon and Legion Commander. Later on, Valve released a blog post on the official Dota 2 site, which detailed how the MOBA would transition into launch mode. The team stressed that they wish for the transition to be as smooth as possible with as little interruption for existing players as possible. In order to accomplish this, they'll first release a larger set of training features and retire all existing Dota 2 invites. After that, the developers plan on granting large numbers of people access to the game in batches to ensure all their systems are functioning properly. If you're interested in reading the full blog post, just head on over to Dota2.com. When City of Steam launched its open beta on May 10th, missing several key features, Mechanist Games assured fans their omissions were only temporary. True to their word, Mechanist has announced Update 1.3, which will start fulfilling some of those promises. The update will include new dungeons, expanded quest lines, a level cap increase, and an improved suburb for those who purchased a Founders Pack. The update will also restore some of the previously removed closed beta content, including the Channeler class and both the Dwarf and all 3 Greenskin races. Finally, Update 1.3 will also add a MOBA-inspired PvP event called Siege of the Spire, which features many of the familiar MOBA elements such as tri-lanes, towers, and minions, but will most likely have players duking it out with all their current class skills and gear. World of Tanks' latest update has its sights set on expanding the lineup of SPGs to Tier 10 at the cost of receiving a few nerfs intended to tone down their projectile velocity. All other non-artillery Tier 10s will also get a free 10% damage boost, along with a smaller corresponding boost to Tier 6 to 9 vehicles. Other notable improvements include a reworking of the post-match report, changes to heat ammunition, visual updates, income adjustments for high-tier ranks, and a brand new Korean-inspired map called Sacred Valley. The update is now live for both EU and NA servers. And the game of the week is Warframe. Warframe is a sci-fi third-person hack-and-slash MMO which has players wielding powerful suits called Warframes. Each Warframe comes with several unique abilities which play into each suit's strengths. While some are more suited for up-close and personal melee combat, others prefer a more indirect approach, utilizing traps and tricks to lure foes to their untimely and often visceral demise. The MMO features dozens of planets to visit with multiple enemy types and locations, which range from a planet's cold, snowy surface to the inside of a corroded space submarine. Warframe features an extensive crafting system which allows players to craft everything from upgrades to new weapons and even other Warframes. Warframe has many tools available for social players, including automated parties and an ever-expanding clan dojo system, where players can customize their own personal dojo by adding rooms for 1v1 dueling and special research areas that can unlock new technology. For those looking for a non-fantasy action MMO with incredible graphics, cool abilities, extensive crafting, and frequent updates, then be sure to check out Warframe. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And be sure to head on over to mmobomb.com for more free to play action. We'll see you next week.